Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Daily series, in which I'm having a bit of a hard decision to me regarding the war against Multan and Jaunpur. I say both of them because we would be war at both of these nations. But as far as I'm concerned, it's like, okay, who joins and who's coming as far as you know deployed and in reserves is concerned. And we know that Mawa is fighting another war. Really? Milwar is at it again. They didn't, aren't they? It's Rawakanta. It's against that little tribal area. There's a good chance that we may intervene on this. We helped out Mama before, but it's likely that we'll help out Mama one more time. And also, I am ending the alliance with Afghanistan, knowing that we will be mortal enemies soon. Despite the fact that we once had a royal marriage with them, I don't feel that way anymore. And since we've been drilling this on me very hard, so one would think I would just rather keep drilling and just... Listen, how many are you up against? There's 17,000 of you. And they are assisting you as well. And you are up against Wakanta, Noah, and Palatin. They have very little. They have none. Still, they're eliminated. Now, where's the other? Ah, there you are. Combined, I think they could do it on their own. They don't need our help. In that case, keep drilling. So remember, if we were to fight Multan, since we broke up with Afghanistan, they're slightly different. So, I'm trying to get Baluchistan on board, but I may have to donate money to get them out of debt, so they'll join us in a war. Bengal can be reasoned with, even though the improved relations thing is just, well, they still do not trust us, but we're trying to get them to trust us. Don't you know that you will be playing an important role for us against for the Jaunpuri front? That's what I'm concerned. And Mawa is the difference maker, as they're fighting a little more easy wars, but I fear that they will become a powerful entity one day. Or I would start to look for even an alliance with the Bamenis. If we want to expand into Mawa, knowing that the missions tell us to, to go all these places, including, reclaim all the lost territory, because there's one more left, and that's Kalpi, which Kalpi is a march of Mawa. But they're loyalists. Well, at least we've been recovering our manpower nicely. Well, I think I should wait until, But again, if we were to declare it right now, Bengal won't do it because it'll break truce and it would destabilize it, which I can understand. But if I'll start that, then they're willing to join, but all they have to do is to trust us. So it's likely that I will declare war against Multan. Because Gujarat, however, is a slightly larger force. So we either start this very soon, or declare war against them, which will have slightly less forces. Afghanistan won't come, but of course you gotta wait until November of 1472 for that to expire. But these would all be conquest wars from then on, just to finish what's left of them. And that would mean aggressive expansion and many more things, yes. But in the meantime, I think we should just convert one more province. Because it's got a couple more years. And if any of those separatists have a problem with us, we'll deal with them. Wish I had a little more missionaries, but... yeah. How much for stability increase? I mean, I know I don't have enough of these, but... 134. Hence the reason why we gotta slowly convert bit by bit, so it'll cost less to boost stability. Unless events occur. But also I'd like to have this, but we'll get it in a year's time. So I think I've made my decision then, and that's, well, declare war against Jaunpur when the truce has expired. Because Bengal will more than likely join us. Yes, more than likely. Despite the trust issues we had, because I didn't give them any land, because I'm doing it for the mission. And one day we will have to conquer Bengal for ourselves. Because that was formerly Delhi Sultanate territory. And also well-developed land in some parts. Another one of its importance. Even though we could go get a better general, but nah. Let me just put myself here and drill the army for a bit, for 3 years. So we decided to wait 3 years. So we broke up with Afghanistan. And where is it? How much can we improve relations on? Oh, all the way to the max. Just to make damn sure in future. And fighting a little quick war just to take Jammu would just be very easy. But not right now. We're drilling our armies. And I'm saving some of that money for mercenaries. In Khmer, the herald from Khmer, they tell us of civil war. Nore Ramati Pate's continuous scheming and plotting has infuriated nobles and made him some powerful enemies among the aristocracy. Now, things have come to a head as whispers and rumors of plots to end this misrule turn into reality. Che Chetakai, one of Nore's Ramatipate's harshest critics among nobles has gathered an army around him and is openly challenging his rule of the country. It's from over there in Southeast Asia. And you know, since they give us the ability to steal maps now, I wonder, it's just a what if. Because you need 50. And how long would that take? So yes, we're spying on the Mamluks even though we have no opinions between us other than we're fellow Sunnis. Even though you follow the Shafi school. And and if it's by a miracle we get up to 50 by then we're gonna steal the map so we'll know more of the Western world. Oh nice, a 2-star general they have for Baluchistan. Andhra conquest. Allied with Vijayanagar, and Vijayanagar is with them. You know, after all this drilling in the army professionalism is only 3.49% and slowly increasing. And we will get the idea in a couple of months. And then we'll have a yearly army tradition, which will be very good. Fully occupied. Okay, they've been taken. Just saw that just now. War is over for Malwa. Now there's Murawi separatists out there. They want is more autonomy. But of course we could definitely put them down, as we are trying to convert this land. Never a good idea. Which again, to really... Mawa made a truce with Jaunpur. What? When? Oh, that was a long time ago. Oh, okay. My mistake. But you'll be willing to join if we declared war against Multan. Which we definitely outnumber them. Afghanistan not included. And Baluchistan, we can get them out of debt anytime when we wish to. So, I don't know. It's almost like I kind of want to rely on those guys more than the Bengali, despite the larger forces compared to Mala. But they have a larger army, but we do not have a very good general anymore. We're rivals. Tell you what, when we reach up to 400 treasury, I'll get Baluchistan out of debt by sending him a gift as a show of goodwill. While drilling First Army, Malik Hussein improved his fire skill. May this new knowledge bring victory in our wars. Well, at least that's a bit of an improvement. Which no doubt they will do a lot of work for the Jaunpur front against a larger force. Whereas we're barely drilling this one, which I have to take lead because I may never know that I'll improve my fire or shock skill, if any. Advancement of emirs. The state is not a sole source of influence in the country. Over the last few decades, the charismatic champion of the emirs successfully managed to increase the power of the leading families of the emirs over most of the institutions of our country. Contacts and privileges can be powerful things, especially combined with ambition. A little more influence. Very influential. So their influence from the the ulema, I should say. I found out the correct pronunciation. Ulema. So their influence is down a little. With a high influence to the emirs, it gives us a much faster manpower recovery speed. Is there anything I could do for them? Yeah, the loyalty would be down. We'd be losing Crownland. But more military power is something that should be needed, but our heir is could be considered as an improvement. Army tradition of at least 30. That's going to take a while to get up there. But reduced general cost, yeah. I could see that. Isn't there the same thing for Rajputs, similar? Affects only Rajput regiments, but that gives them more influence, but be using up Crownland. Adds a lot more land fire damage. Again, Rajput regiments are in the 1st Army. Oh, that's Rajput obstacle. That's improved land fire, but we would lose army tradition. No. Leave that alone. You're fine. I'm just looking. If there would be an opportunity to seize the land if all 5 of these estates are 50% loyal, which would have to be a rare occurrence. But remember, this is a war to eventually restore rule over Multan, which not only would have to take Multan, but the provinces around it as well. Which we would get military power out of this. And subsequently we'll go up to Afghanistan and subdue them as well. Which of course we would be fighting not only Afghanistan but the Timurids as well. Which the Timurids are a bit stronger than they were before. Maybe in future we should become allies, you know, against Afghanistan. No. They'll support them. I mean, you do have a cash spy against the Timurids, so it's easy. But do not worry. We'll get Baluchistan out of debt this year. Alright, you're finished. can be increased by spending favors. Well, we have so many favors, I guess you might as well use them. Let me see. Yeah, trade favors for trust. I never did this before until now. I forgot that this was a thing. So, in the future conflict against Jaunpur, you will join us, right? I know you have a bit of trust issues, but once the truce expires, you will definitely be there for us. And Mala would join too. Ah. This is wonderful. It's almost like you'd think that Bengal's the most trusted ally there is. Here it is. So much of Delhi's nobility is drawn from the ranks of the Pashtun Afghans, a people with a long history of conquest and rule in northern India. Though at times of political hindrance, their martial skills are beyond question. So slightly more yearly army tradition. And regiment costs are reduced. Which means it doesn't cost much now to make the army a bigger. And if we get 3 more ideas through these, it would be a good idea to have that. You know, it's going to take a long time to get there for Renaissance thought. To have another set of ideas. I think we should save the military power to go for that one, as we are a bit behind the time. But anyways, continue. There will be war. Unless Mala does something stupid. Like a war against Gujarat. In fact, likely against Gujarat. Could tell them to prepare for war, which I think they're pretty much well aware of it. And they will join us for the war against them. If we could start the war early if we can bring Bengal to get them to trust us a little bit more, and then they will join us. And then with Baluchistan all together, that'll be good. A war against Jaunpur, that Baluchistan will not be there unless we get them out of debt. Which we will. Coming next month. I'll get them out of debt. Well, they have every reason to. Sure. Alright, here comes financial aid. What do the Mamluks think of us? If we were to ask them to, hey, share map. Quest share maps. Yeah, I don't think we should be doing that. We should be wasting our time on that. Should go improve relations with the Mamluks just to tell us, hey, want to share a map? I'd like to know more of the world. The Western world, at least. you know, it takes a month to get here. I am giving you 2 years to recover your losses, which... Oh, they'll get there in no time. Send a gift. Here it is. $150. Here you go. You're no longer in debt. There we go. But just wait one month. Cities demand old rights. As we look to centralize the state, we inevitably infringe on the autonomy of the urban dwellers, who have always existed under a different code of rules than their rural brethren. The cities actively resist the pressure to be brought under more uniform rules and regulations, demand that their old rights be respected. Damn it. I'll accept their demands. Don't want to destabilize the country. And as I said before, if there's going to be an uprising, we'll put him down. What? Are you the aggressor? No, allied of the Timurids, and they will be the War of Great Ord and Afghanistan. I think it's that old war that they finally joined up with the Timurids just to help them out. Well, there's your problem. Future reference. In fact, since we have so many favors, tell them to, can get them to break alliance of another country. I didn't know you could do that. Very, very useful. Because if I ever wanted to fight against Bengal, I would rather have the Bahminis on my side. Wow, this favor's feature ever since they added a game is excellent. I'm glad that I started doing my first series at this time. Even though it takes a lot of time to accumulate, but be sure to help out your friends and sometimes you use them in return. Of course, we don't have any favors with them, and neither do they. We don't like each other that much. But remember, if we were to start now... And I need Bengal one more time. Okay. You've got to trust us, please. Again, I'm ready for war. It's either now or wait 2 more years. Noble families feud. Violence among the leading families within a state is never far from service. Recently, 2 noble families have quarreled in Samana, where the dispute has become so heated that the 2 parties seem to raise arms against each other unless we could settle the issue. Oh dear. I'll try to settle the issue. Hey, we Afghans gotta stick together, alright? The emirs and all that. So, they will join. I don't think we need Baluchistan, despite the fact that they are a smaller army, but I need a Bengali to take care of the Jaunpuri front. Although we're not going to give him any territorial gains for this. And Mawa will fight wherever, Jaunpur or Multan. And subsequently save up money because it's like we'll use this army to fight the larger army of Jaunpur if the general is lucky. And while myself be leading this army, and will likely be backed up by mercenaries, the cheap mercenaries. So I'm gonna save up some money, at least 300 ideally, and which it'll be in a month or two. Religious harmony. Just as many members of the ulema have developed Sufi leanings, many of our Sufi orders have likewise come to extol the virtue of a pious life lived in accordance with the Sharia. Despite disproving voices on both extremes, we have managed to strike a balance between mysticism and legalism. Our realm is currently enjoying the fruits of moderation and tolerance of differing religious practices. God is good. That'll keep them quiet, except for, that area there. But stability is very good. That means a little more missionary strength in converting this province. And more increased tax modifier. I mean, it's just a slight... Oh, hell. Okay. Are you going... Yeah, you're going east. But it's only allied with Vishnupur. Where? I mean, I'll be there, but I would require, have access to Mawa and Jakan, and I'll be there right with you. But hey, if we help them out, that means more favors, and we can ask them for whatever we want for the time being. So we're gonna stop drilling right now. Unfortunately. Even though it's only one area. And our ally is over there. Oh, it's gonna be short. It should take no more longer than 2 years, I assume. But keep drilling. We will be sending this army into action. Now, if you excuse me, I need to come over. You'll take care of that, and we'll take care of this one. It'll be very easy. Alrighty. Head straight over there. I didn't know we were allowed to go through Jaunpur. Ah, the truce. Yes. Conditional military access. The bomb minis have come too. Do you really need all my help? Because honestly, with that kind of number of forces out there... I know it's slightly lower morale, but we outnumber them. Defensive planner for Malik Hussein. Takes less shock damage received. More so for this highly drilled army. So, yeah, they'll definitely put up a fight. I guess he's not that bad of a general at all. this one will be kept drilling for the time being. For the Multani front. And no one's going to be coming here, so keep the forts mothballed. Status quo. They'll soon take the objective, but we will soon take down their ally. Disease outbreak, damn it. You got the objective. This war should be over soon. Yep. You said this was a conquest. What did you do? Forced to give them war reparations. I get 2 ducats out of this. I got a bit of that prestige. But you chose not to take over? 32 favors. Alright. We'll be heading home now. Get to your position. Also, I didn't get a glance, did I? If I saw their army out there. Drilling them once again. Mamluks. You like us well enough to say, hey, give us a map. By the way, does it cost money? Well, it depends on certain areas. I understand. But anyways, if we were to... I mean, yeah, that's one thing, but if we were to start the war against Multan right this instant, they'll join up. Baluchistan is fighting another war, but the Baluchistani ruler is malevolent. Yipe. Betrayed our allies without second thoughts. And you're still losing that war. Alright, gonna tell it to them. Tell them to prepare for war. Just tell them to keep on my toes, keep them on their toes, just to say that, hey, we're about to start the next war. It's either gonna start by the end of this year or in the next. Likely against Multan. And with the amount of money that we have now, I think it would be wise to, in this area, to hire mercenaries. Like likely free company with 6, and I don't know about I was about to say Grand Company, but there's Company of the Ganges with its own general. Because I was thinking Grand Company like last time, but Company of the Ganges is pretty good. Even though it's all infantry. So Free Company is just backup for this. Or, But they originate in Kanauj, which is locally. Ah, that's where you all come from. Oh my goodness. Only 3 out of 3. Remember, hiring mercenaries, they start with 0 morale, they'll go up a bit. So I think we should just raise it 400, and that's it. We will start the War of Multan. This time for real. And I'm using favors with you too. To ask prepare for war. Like it or not. I just want you to be prepared. They are prepared. They are prepared. Afghanistan will be there. That means their participation is over. Now they're significantly weakened. But Afghanistan will be there, even though... I don't know. The only territorial gains I want is there, and... little of Jaunpur. Just a little bit, just to get a piece out. Even though we would fear aggressive expansion in future. You see, this is why you cannot make decisions in a vacuum. In fact, let's summon a diet. Let's see what's on the agenda. The emirs can't help but be tempted by the vulnerable target presented by my neighbors in Garwal. They're pushing for a military campaign to bring them under our dominion. The Rajputs bemoan the fact that Multan, an integral part of our nation, is not under our control. They demand that we reclaim land as rightfully ours. You got it! Well, meanwhile, the entrepreneurs among the giants of Delhi ask that we invest in the province's production infrastructure. They claim that the expanded facilities they would propose would greatly increase the prosperity of the province and the country as a whole. I would love to develop it more, but go with the Rajputs because we plan on fighting against Multan. The Rajputs will be loyal for inspiring victory, which will last 10 years as soon as war is over, which will have more yearly prestige and faster manpower recovery. Where are we in this? It's only 5% of it. So, with Afghanistan not included. We don't... What are you doing? Oh, assisting the Bamini. Take out what's left of Orissa. Okay, fine. It's gonna have to be next year then. Tired of waiting. Can't go to war without Bengal. Dargah. A Sufi sheikh has passed away in Kandahar, and his followers are now putting up a shrine in his honor. Pilgrims from various parts of the country are already starting to come to the province to see the shrine of this great man, some calling him a saint. Local notables have set aside charitable donation in its maintenance, and his former pupils opened a lodge nearby. While there is nothing wrong with honoring a great man, some of the more traditionalists among the pious and the ulema feel that this form or worship is sacrilegious. Should Mubarak Shah pay the shrine a visit, might do much, both for the prestigious shrine itself, but also for his popular perception. For how long? 10 years. I mean, they'll have the Sufi shrine. But if I were to go the other way, Sufi shrine will be there till the end of the game, and that's yearly tax income. Very good, but the autonomy change, however, it's a little, yeah. But if I go the other way, then it won't be as maintained, and we can get the autonomy slightly. In fact, the real question is, and this is for 15 years for disfavoring Sufis. And this is for the rest of this character's life. And where are we in this piety? Right in the middle. But if I go that way, then... Okay. Must not feed into local superstitions, so we'll move 15 towards legalism. No autonomy change. Made the right call. Of course, we're still not going to get it all the way to that. That'll take a very long time, even though we'll be so ahead of time on the administrative technology. But we'll be happy to have another set of ideas. So it's official. War will be coming by the end of, near the end of this year. Because I'm giving Bengal this much time. And I will hire the mercenaries as soon as I will stop drilling the army, so we'll have the morale up. Where are you? I don't know why you want me, but okay. Food shortage. In August, stop drilling and hire mercenaries. Possibly 2 companies. That'll get them to settle down, hopefully. Don't convert another, because we're about to get into a conflict. Even though this is going to expand more into Hindu lands again. Yeah. They'll calm down now. What, have Jaunpur and Bengal ever converted at all? Because it feels like we're the only ones doing it. No, nobody's bothered. And we're the ones that do the converting. Very well. You've done very good. It's time for you to stop. And same from me. 7 years old while I'm still in the prime of my life. And in 2 years I'll have another personality. Oh yes, I forgot. I know you're nice and all, but just need to cancel that access. Now, will you share us the maps? Not steal, share. There's a difference. I don't think we'll get there, but unless you send them money. But there's no such thing as favors for maps. At least we tried, because I just wanted to know what the rest of the world looks like. But I think you just have to wait for it naturally. Coruscant is really taking it to them. Guess the Great Order made a difference. Now it's time. Thinking the company of the Ganges should be the ones to accompany this army. Yes, it'll be over the limit, I know. While the Free Company will be right here in Kannauj. Sure, we'll be paying them a lot in maintenance. What it'll do for the time. So we will have to fight against Jaunpur directly, even though that means fighting against Gujarat, which... Although, do not worry. I understand you're fighting another war, and so is Balochistan. But Mao will be there, while Bengal's fighting another war. But Afghanistan will be there even though it's in a bit of a reduced state, which is fine by me. November. Remember the day, friends. To the border. We got a very good general. Mercenary captain and whatnot. Oh, damn, I did not realize that this cost this much. What are you doing? 'Cause it's kind of strange for you to be asking that right now. But please remember, with that kind of maintenance you are paying, don't be afraid to take a loan or two during the course of the war. I hate to imagine how much this costs to mothball the forts. Check that. Yipe. Just a little bit. Or be sure to loot the cities. It's over. Unpopular mathematician. One last event before war starts. Like many rulers of his age, Mubarak Shah has wanted to surround himself with great minds that can debate the secrets of the world. Some poses great wit and excel at debates, while others more suited for solitary experiments. Solitary experiments or mathematical calculations. There is no doubt quite a bit of rivalry at times, as the favorite of the Sultan can be very beneficial a thing to have for any thinker, scientist, or inventor. One such intelligent fool has lately come to be ridiculed by many peers. Malik Naga has a great mind for mathematics, but is notably a poor debater, and some would argue the reputation of the court suffers for indulging such work. He is embarrassing us. Higher prestige means more morale to the armies. They should take pride in Delhi and all that. about to begin. Truce is expired. Have a look. You're all ready. We don't need Baluchistan. But we can take care of Multan, but Gujarat is going to be quite of a, of a coastal zone. Of course, Milwat will be there, but Mawa can take care of all these. How many troops does Gujarat have? 11,000. But they're much stronger, and they're much smaller. We'll just have to make sure we take Multan and all these areas first. Since we will be fighting Jaunpur, we'll try to get as much land out of Multan as possible. If not, then this area then. And then we'll take care of the rest. Just to piece them out of the war. Before we will crush what's left of Jaunpur. Because the mission states that you have to take all of their relevant territories. Their very existence has to be eliminated. And this will eventually lead to the Sultanate Restored mission. So all these areas highlighted, we have to take them all, even though it's going to cause a large aggressive expansion. But don't expand too much, otherwise you'll have a coalition. Keep that well in mind. So, let's look at this one more time. Like when we include these two, and including Jaunpur joining, that's 33,000 total, and many more possible. But declaring war against Jaunpur would actually face a little bit less of them, actually. Although, including Mawa's vassal states, like Kalpi. Them included. Don't forget about that. But, keep in mind, this is going to be a different war, where... So, I will go declare war against Jaunpur rather than Multan. But, would it be ideal? It's like, yeah, Bengal Mao would be, Gujarat them, but with them we won't be fighting against Gujarat, so it's slightly less, but Afghanistan, however, is the weak link. Just take a few of these provinces and you got them. They're out of the war. That's one part. Jaunpur is what it is. Bangladesh is surprisingly still around, and so is them. But they are smaller, insignificant. We don't have any favors with them at all, do we? No. Despite they feel us a bit friendly. But they made plenty of friends and had many royal marriages. Warned by Mawa. Ah. Even though, remember what the mission says, restore rule over Multan and you'll get 100 military power, which is badly needed because I want to rank up this one rather than get another idea out of this. We'll have a second set of ideas to continue on when we get to Renaissance start by the end of this decade. That's how long it's going to take. Oh boy. And defeating Jaunpur, like, we can take some of their territory, but not all, but it'll most definitely be them. I think it'll be... Honestly, I think it's much easier. Gujarat could be a big problem for Mawa, where they're going to be committed to there rather than help us out on this front. So, originally Jaunpur, but after so much waiting, we have enough manpower to last a long war, so be it. It'll be up against Multan. Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and Nagaur are very easy to beat. We can get them pieced out. I don't want any of their territory. At least yet. We can gang up on them now. Even though the morale's not all the way there, but we have a very good one on our side, so there you have it. We don't need Baluchistan's help. Could have, but even though he's a malevolent, I didn't think it would have mattered. So take Multan first, and then the rest of these areas, and we'll come up to Afghanistan and beat them up. Peace out, peace out. And the second front, Jaunpur, which is going to be with Bengal's help. And Mawa can go wherever it wants to. So this will be a reconquest war. So it'll be less aggressive expansion, more prestige, and less cost for this core return. Even though the rest of it will be territorial gains and possibly small gains on Jaunpur, but I can't guarantee them though. When we piece them out one more time before we're officially done with them. So let's begin. And it's possible that this war may continue on into the next episode. So there you have it. How much there actually are. They're ready for war. Oh, they got a second fortification as well. On the offensive you go. It's a level 3 fort, so it's going to take a little more manpower for this. If need be, the allies can join up with us if they wish to. Oh, look at that! Baluchistan can actually come. You just wrapped up your war. Excellent! Bringing this up a bit. Finally, hit him from behind. Wherever y'all are. If there's anything left of you. Meanwhile, guess I'm out fighting, but soon the good guy's gonna arrive and make a difference here. We got him. Army eliminated, but it's going to take a while for them to build up their forces. We need to get up there and deal with them. Craven. Craven? He is. The morale of armies is reduced. That's good to know, even though it's possibly he'll die out soon because of his age. And this one, don't know much about his personality yet. But we do know their leaders are Cravens, so that's good to know that their army is going to be weak at the moment. But this is our army that's been training for years to do this. And taking out a low morale army of theirs before we'll pick off the rest of them. Got them all. We thought they were large and trained, but apparently not. They're going for Delhi. Move! Oh, they did build a fort in row. Where's the Baluchistani troops? Oh, hell. They bypassed Delhi. Not good. But just give him a hurt. Mao's not gone. They're trying to link up with the rest. That's what they're doing. Cannot believe we're transferring one front to another. Because we can't get them to link up with the others. Otherwise we'll be facing costly battles. But Multan will soon fall. Because at least we have a guy who has some siege experience. Yeah, bring him back here. I doubt we can get the maps from you. No, sir. Not at all. Too far away. Well, at least we tried. And didn't want to waste time building a spy network or more. But I guess Bengal will have to take care of this. Catch up, slowpoke. There. Catched up with Jaunpur's first army. Here. Multan has fallen. Good news. Now I have to take this other fort in order to guarantee the conquest of the whole area of the relevant objective. If you can get this fort down, we'll get them pieced out. Make things easier. Swarming with these bastards. They're on the run. Take care of the rest. Beginning of the siege there. There's the Afghan forces. Move in lock, move up there and take care of them. Hey, there you are. I didn't think the Western Front was going to be more critical. Thought the Eastern Front would be a much bigger deal, but they just bypassed us. But fortunately, the armies of the Jaunpur are craven because of its ruler. Fighting half-heartedly. Don't worry about that. Now head over there. They'll mop up the rest. For the past couple of days, we have been entertaining a guest from the royal court of Bengal, once the home of Sultanate Begum. For a full week of hunting, feasting, gossiping with the family, Malika Bibi's cousin was finally prepared to return to Pandua. She assures us that she's had a wonderful time, and with a deep vow of gratitude, and says she'll make certain to inform everybody back home how kind a great Sultanate of Delhi has been to her, and continues to be her beloved cousin. This is what kin means. Third Army of Jaunpur. This fort's fallen, and soon Jaunpur itself will fall. It would be excellent to get them paced out and have a short-term pace deal. Try not to, you know, have too much territorial gains for myself, as much as I like to think Multan would be more important. I see what you're doing. Gee, they're all over the place. Yeah, they're trying to link up again. I think Bengal's got it covered. They got a good general. You don't come back. Don't let them link up with the rest. It's our priority. And I thought their mostly drilled army should have faster movement speed. I mean, to be fair, we're trying to move this big body of troops on over. But I think their manpower is largely spent here. I'm going for Multan. I'm most definitely linking up with the rest. Now I have to play catch up. Got them. We outnumber them greatly. Take less shock damage. Oh, they put up a fight. Get them paced out. Unless there's anything I want with them, such as you're not allowed to have a treaty with what's left of Multan anymore. Or just war reparations, you know, just to give me a little bit of money. You know, greedy bastards. Oh, I could have more ducats. There isn't anything pillaged because it's not occupied by us. But their war is practically over. But I'll get this nice bit of prestige. Just paid reparations. Not here to take territory. How much? Just about as much as I can afford. Very little inflation. That'll do. So that's for 9 years. So we'll have to hear it from them again. They're out of here. Now Bangladesh is still around. Now I gotta deal with those little troublemakers. You sure you could take care of yourselves? better go deal with that. Particularly in the aftermath of the Mongol conquest of the 13th century, Egypt and Syria emerged as the foremost centers of scholarly learning in the Muslim world. Sunni scholars of every persuasion flocked to Damascus and Cairo to learn from the most renowned teachers of science, theology, and above all, law, while Shiites traveled to Jabal in Lebanon to meet with the scholars of the Orthodox 12-hour Shiism. Many students from our lands, having completed their educational pilgrimage, are now returning home, hoping to implement legalistic Islam in our Sultanate just as they learned it from the heartlands of Islam. A little more administrative power is needed. They'll make a welcome addition to our country. You know, just to get us a little bit closer. Go deal with them. Every little bit of reparations helps. Turn around. Not enough to besiege it. Their Jat is taken. Remember the objective. Not only Multan, but also the rest of this. They're coming up. Hang on. Move in. They're standing still. Here's our chance to get them as well. Jaunpur has fallen. Now Bengol's gonna take care of them. Just giving the Jaunpuri forces a severe tail kicking. Split up a bit. There we go. You got him. Move up. We'll take care of the rest. We'll have this wrapped up soon. Sooner than you think. And just like the predecessor, strict, which all the troops will have increased discipline. Despite some of his lacks of skills, but hey, we got a good military ruler, military sultan. He's still in the prime of his life, even though he may not be a great general, but he knows how to give discipline to our military. That encourages winning more wars. Now we'll just take some areas for ourselves, just for a war score. Keep moving. The nice guys, come on. They're friendly with us, and I guess they're friendly with them. Must be that desperate. occupy everything. That's what we're doing, for the most part. Let's besiege this, Why'd you leave? There's two more areas, then they're done for. Bangladesh, you're finished. I'm not here to take territory. Just a little more war reparations. I'm thinking transfer trade power as well. I didn't think about that, but even though it's not much to begin with. Actually, no, it's part of Gujarat. Leave that alone. Just war reparations because we need money. So just reparations and whatever you have. And I will get 11 of this amount. And soon Jaunpur will be out. But I don't know how much territorial gains I should make. Like just to get this end. But not all the way. Because that I'm unsure. But I probably want to prolong conflict a bit just to deal with Afghanistan. Skirandism. Ignorance is bliss. We'll get some prestige after this war anyhow. But since we're no longer threatened, mothball these forts. Because we're trying to slow down on the, you know. Just one more. I see. Okay. What do we have to do with Jaunpur? I mean, we can't eliminate them off the map as I would like to, as the mission requires, but maybe some territorial gains from them. As we do have some claims that Jaunpur has that I would like to take, but remember the overextension, but only the areas that has a permanent claims to. Here, here, and here, but that would form a coalition. There's only them. But not Jaunpur itself. That'll be way too much. Now, how much is that in? It's like, yes, we'll be spending some diplomatic power. 38 aggressive expansion, which will cause expansion relations penalty. Yeah, I understand that. But we have permanent claims there. So just a little bit of trimming. It'll do. Now how much is this? How long is that going to be? 10 years. Better than 15 years. add to, and this would cost quite some. %18 overextension. Canceling them would be the best thing because they're always a bit of a thorn on our side. But that would further increase the truce. So 10 years then. That would be the deal. Take little bits of territory. One's grasslands, the other's farmlands. Just to be getting a bit closer to 10 years later, and we'll fight Jaunpur one more time and then they'll be gone for good. Let's have that. But be careful of separatists from 2 different areas. Do not want any war based on money for them because of limitations. For good reason. What else? Regarding development, this is poor, but this is decent and it has a mosque. This has nothing. But these are areas that have permanent claims to. Whereas I have that there. Not there. Not yet, at least. But one day we will. But we'll get rid of the free company as we will be focusing on Afghanistan now. It's time to shift the focus to the Afghan front. I'll make the cores out of them. And better end this war quickly. We can deal with these separatists, it's just, well, aggressive expansion over extension causes national unrest, which is manageable, but until we core them in about by the end of next year. Of course we had to spend it. And it's possible we might spend a few more. But as for Afghanistan, we're not going to take territory, even though the mission states that we can subdue the Afghans by taking most of these areas, but that would be overextension up as well. Good to know that Bengals come all the way up here to help. Here we go again with this. Root out this syncretism. Influence reduced. I guess soon I will learn. I will soon learn not to be afraid of the Timurids. And Transoxiana could be a good ally against the Timurids when we dare try to expand up to the lands of the Afghans. You know, the land of our people, where we come from. Don't forget about your roots. Damn disease. There we go. Row is fallen. Soon this too. 99 war score. We could end this right now. Begin your withdrawal. Is there anything left of them? No. I think it's time to disband that mercenary company as well. You did well. It's time we start making money again. Just want to occupy it one more time simply for the sake of it. Plus stalling for time because of the coring. Coring the provinces. There we are. And because of that, that gets rid of the overextension. Fall. Got it. 100%. Even though it's rather tempting to try to get as much land out of it as possible. Even though you're only going to be missing one, and that means you're going to have to fight against the Timurids. And the Afghans are no friend of the Timurids. While we have showcased our strength that we can take on the Timurids. In a theoretical war with some of my old friends, we could definitely take them on, even though Baluchistan won't be there. But they'll have a few others with them. Yeah. What if we do indeed take Afghan territory? But there's these peasants down there. We'll be sending them down this way while we're at it. As I said, it's rather tempting to be taking Afghan territory. You know, annexing the whole country, but can't really do that. And plus, coalition may form against me. Afghanistan, well, Multan won't be there anymore, so maybe we should just leave them alone. Just white peace, have a 5-year truce, then they're next. That'll be a good idea. Just leave them alone, have a short truce. And say this whole thing was a misunderstanding, even though I do have permanent claims. But we will get them. We will. Even though it's considered a draw, but I'm trying to be a little smart here. We just simply weakened Afghanistan. Heck, we'll beat the Timurids to the punch. That will get Afghanistan in 5 years before the Timurids do. Now, for Multan, we'll try to get as much land as the objective says. We don't want the entirety of it. Even though we could, but coalition may form. And that would be Multan itself, and they wouldn't be around by then. And I could give Mawa a little bit of that gain. What, full annexation, will it cause other countries to join? No. And before we do that, let me look at this one more time. Where do you read this in? Aggressive expansion penalties. And we're gonna have to look for new rivals. Uh-huh. We're going to be dealing with a lot of bit of unrest. We'll have some military power that's badly needed in order to get this next level of military technology. So I'll do whatever I can. So should we really give it to Mawa? Even though one day we will be enemies. It'll be an enemy that I can definitely respect. And even though the only other best way to defeat Mawa is to befriend with the Baminis. Now, was there a mission that says something about conquering Sind? Actually, yes. Southern and Northern Sindhu. This is not part of Sind. It's fine. As it is. Okay. Sign the dotted line. There are no more. But, of course... Okay, here we go. Glorious victory. Of course, that means you gotta deal with Punjabi and Multani separatists as well, just for that very aggressive expansion that you just pulled, where you could have formed a coalition against you, but who would be willing? Now let's get together and put down this peasant rebellion. And restore rule over Multan. Multan foolishly defies our rule. They must be defeated. And they have. That's our reward. We could invest in a new idea if I wanted to, but no, we're saving this up. In a year's time, we'll have a new unit. Now we gotta core all of these. As much as it pained me to do this. So we retook Multan. Rajputs are gonna be a little more loyal, as they were. And Delhi gets inspiring victory and we'll have faster manpower recovery and yearly prestige. Trying to get home? There is no fort anymore. But there is for this one, which I guess we'll keep that, the border fort next to Sind. Let's end this episode by putting down this peasant rebellion now. Took a couple of hits, but we got him. Oh boy. head to there. No, it's actually up here. But as for here, it's Punjabi separatists from there. But Jaunpuri separatists will be from Kora. So we're gonna try to suppress these rebellions in the next episode, as we have expanded greatly and we'll start making some fortunes once again. So yes, I'm particularly happy with the progress of what we've been doing and what we set out to achieve in this episode. But we'll recover fine for the next part. And all that and more. Even though we only had little gains, but I fear that we've made gains too much. And if need be, could boost the stability once we have all these provinces cored. Because you don't want to boost that right now when you got overextension on you. So we'll do what we can in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.